Welcome to the Near Dark Podcast, Mini-sode 5, with me, Angel, and my guest.
Zombie!
And today we're going to review Creepshow from 1982 and Creepshow 2 from 1987. But before we do that, let's have our usual talk. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Haven't done much today. I've been still watching the dog, play a
Good.
few games, listen to podcasts, the usual
Yeah,
boring
normal
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Nothing much. Been a weird day. Done some gaming, done some streaming, the normal things really. But yeah, since there's nothing too interesting to talk about, since we're actually recording episode 4 and 5 back to back, so nothing has really happened besides movies.
Coming soon. Jolting tales of horror. Creepshow. From the author of Carrie, The Shining, and Cujo. And the creator of Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. You'll scream at ghastly ghouls. Cringe at weird kids. And shiver at the doings of evil doctors.
This is going to be extremely painful, Mr. Verrill.
Creepshow will grab you, grow on you, and give you the creeps.
No, this is going to be an entirely new experience.
Creepshow, the most fun you'll ever have being scared.
Yeah, let's talk about the story.
Yeah. Creepshow from 1982 is an anthology movie based on the EC horror comic books from 1950s, who lets us take a part of 5 different stories. Now, I'm gonna drop this like the first thing. I love the comic book segments, both in between the segments and in the segments themselves.
Oh yeah. It really does give the whole movie its own like personality. Oh, and it makes you understand like, yeah, this is from a comic, so
Yeah,
yeah, it's
and
it's really nice.
it kind of makes it stand out a little bit because I've never seen a movie, or I believe Creepshow also was a TV series, if I remember right. I never seen something with comic book segments like this besides children's TV shows.
Yeah. It was its own comic book, what I know, back then.
Mm.
I don't know much about it at all. I actually know nothing, to be honest, but uh it really is nice that they don't only use it for the change of segment, but actually use it in the actual segments too,
Yeah,
to move along certain scenes and whatnot.
yeah, I really enjoyed it in the first segment. It gave it a little bit of a touch.
Yeah.
So yeah, but let's go in on the first segment. It's about a father who gets killed and comes back from the dead. I don't know. I don't have much to say about it. I thought
When
it
you
was.
crave that sugar. That's all I can say
Yeah,
about
he
it.
might be diabetic.
Yeah.
But besides, like, I don't have much to say about it. It's a good segment. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. So yeah, it's not much shit to say here. How about you?
I just throw out right now like every like story is very solid. It's a very good story. It's like very well composed within its time frame and all. Like so, this one in particular, it was a good start of the whole movie, I would say, because it's got the right amount of like creepiness in its own right for its time also.
Yeah,
For what?
it kicks off the whole movie very
Yeah.
nice.
It is from 82, so
Yeah, it's not much to expect really.
no, not at least not like effects wise, but damn, they do use those effects well when they do use them. So yeah,
Yeah, very much
I
agree on that one.
yeah,
So let's slide into the second segment. So this segment is about a farmer who, well, he is not too bright.
yeah,
Who
true.
finds a meteor in his farmland, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a meteor that falls into his backyard.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, I don't have lots to say about this one either, but it's not as good as the first segment. I think it's the weakest one of the segments. I know. But pretty much he finds this meteor and it starts growing things on his lawn where the goo
Weird
inside,
grass.
yeah, when the goo inside it drips on the ground and he gets it on his fingers and everything he touches starts to grow. So yeah.
Yeah. Personally, excuse me, I like the stupidity of the character. It's like, come on, man, and just his fantasies, like going to Professor $200 and whatnot.
Yeah, but we
So
gotta remember in the 1980s,
that was a lot of
200.
money.
Yeah, exactly. It was lots of money back then. I believe it still is kinda a lot of money, but
Yeah, if you're really poor, that's a lot of money.
yeah.
But yeah, it was like I I liked it for it I like the character even if it was stupid. But like he went beyond stupid, but he still had reasoning in
Yeah.
itself.
Let's dive into the first. No.
The third.
Let's go to the beach to see the third segment. Now we have a husband here that I actually didn't understand that it was a husband out of. I've seen Creepshow, I believe, 2 times at least once with Joseph, and I didn't pay too much attention, and honestly, I didn't pay too much attention this time either, but more attention this time. Um, and I mean, okay. So the storyline on segment 3 is pretty much a wife who's cheating. She has pretty much a boyfriend on the side. The husband is vengeful, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if that's how it happened, but maybe the wife divorced the husband for that other guy.
no, I actually believe they're still married.
I didn't really catch that. Like, I watched this 2 times now. I watched it like years ago when I was a wee little kid. And like, I watched both at that time. I binged the two with another friend of mine. So I didn't really pay much attention then because I was a scaredy cat back then, and that shit, even though it wasn't realistic for fuck's sake, it was still kind of scary for me. But yeah, so I think she at least is gonna dump his ass.
Yeah,
since
probably gonna
he
get a
knows,
divorce and whatnot.
and he's the kind of guy's like, everything I own is mine, including women apparently, and if I can't have it, no one can.
Mm.
And he's a really good murderer, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say we're talking about vengeful. I mean, you're gonna
Mm.
be pretty fucking salty if you feel a need to bury your wife to the
Ha! Salty! Ha! Ha! Ha!
Japan's.
He's real!
Now you're gonna be real salty when, like, if you feel a need to bury your wife and bury your wife's, I believe, lover, boyfriend, something like that, neck down in so close to the water that they drown. And honestly, that's probably one of the most horrible ways to die. Like,
Yeah.
you like the waves comes in, smacks you in the face, and you probably get
Yeah.
lots of water down in your lungs.
Like, you are a victim of the tide and you can do nothing about it. And like, I don't think he's beyond salty. He is salty and psycho, considering he be like, let's put a TV next to the guy after I buried him, so he can
Yeah, and
see
then filming the whole
his-
event going on.
yeah, and watching the two of them struggle against the wave and be like, this is so funny.
Drinking my whiskey and being just awfully, awfully evil.
Yeah, I personally, this was my favorite segment, to be honest, because it I don't know, it really got story. It got the vengeance clear from both sides, and I really like when the two of them do come back. They have this bubbliness to their voice to make sure like they are like underwater spirits and whatnot.
Yeah, and the effects of them are great. Like,
Yeah.
the makeup and the clothing and everything is just great.
Yeah.
One part of this segment who I really liked is when he gets, like, it kind of looks like he's in a fishing tank.
Yeah.
I really like that one. But yeah, let's go to the school. I think it is.
University, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Let's head down to the university and do some studies. So it's about a janitor who finds a box labeled something. I don't remember what, but I think it's from the art. Okay,
It was an exploration, exotic exploration from like 18 some.
Yeah,
date.
18 something. I think it was 1860s or 70s.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what place it was.
I don't think they mentioned. It was just a mystery box.
I actually think they mentioned it, but I didn't pick up on it. But whatever. And he calls him the professor that he's pretty much a very good friend of, and that's where it kicks off with people starting to die.
Yeah, I really did like this one as well, with the husband just continuously imagining killing his wife. That's like, you are useless. What would you do without me? And blah 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 blah.
Yeah. That's
And
actually kind of funny.
like the first time when he like take out a gun out of nowhere and just shoots her, and everyone around him be like, nice shot, clap 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 clap, and whatnot.
Yeah, I actually really liked the in between scene, like in between where he was dreaming about killing her and whatnot. That was actually funny.
Yeah.
Besides that, I really didn't enjoy this segment that much. I don't know. It wasn't it wasn't enough killings or blood or whatnot. It was, I don't know.
I think that's the most blood you see in this whole movie, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it might
So
actually be.
so it's solid for me. I did enjoy it because like the way he gets her and the way he continuously imagining killing her, and when he see this convenient killing box he's like, why not, time, might as well, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's a different way of killing your wife.
Yeah, and then just
And
throwing the box away.
I kind of think that at the time being, actually getting a divorce might have been worse than it is today.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
because it
yeah. Oh,
uh it I don't know about it, but much about it, but I think it was tad bit toxic. So I don't. I'm considering how his wife was. Like, a divorce wouldn't be like the easiest thing to do either.
probably. And if he would have filed for divorce, she would probably take most of his things.
Yeah, considering how she is.
Yeah.
And something I just want to, now that I think about it, that I commented on, like when she read the letter about Dexter,
Yeah.
which is the professor, by the way, and she just pours a cup of milk and then she pours alcohol in that. Like, excuse me, but ew, gross.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
sure, you mix alcohol and milk from time to time, but just pure alcohol and only milk and nothing else. Like, you may be a woman, but you're a madman. And then just
Damn right.
something I also noticed when she stepped out of the car at the university, she had the fucking glass with her.
Yeah.
She, like, why?
you
Excuse me,
you
but
know yeah, you know, like so sometimes alcohol calls and you just gotta bring it with you.
yeah, I guess. So, shall we move on to the last one?
Let's go home to the clean apartment. The fifth
Yes.
segment. Um, I mean, this guy is kind of creepy. I think he is afraid of what you might call it.
Germaphobe. I
Yeah,
guess
he's a
that's.
germ. Yeah, I believe that's what you call it. And I mean, like, just look at his apartment. It's all white, like the
Hmm.
cleanest color you can have.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed this, especially the way he dies.
Like, I did enjoy the way he died, but personally, I found this the boring one for me because I don't really. I'm not the kind of person that's like that scared of cockroaches. Sure, they are gross, and the way he died was very satisfying
mm.
and whatnot, but nah, this wasn't the one for me. But do go on.
You know, I just liked how he get killed, but besides that, I really don't like cockroaches. They are kind of creepy and really, really, really nasty. But you know,
Yeah.
that's just me. Anyways, now out of 1 to 10 comic books, what do you give this one?
I would think like 6.5, I guess. That or
Easy enough.
7.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 actually, because I like it. Uh, Withhold that it is an old movie, and it was made in the 80s. With not
Yeah.
the best effects and whatnot. I still like it.
Yeah. I really like the animation that they had
Oh yeah,
about it.
the animation is kind of cute actually.
Yeah, and the little mini story about the boy and the father. Uh, I really like the music. It was very fitting
Mm,
for every segment, and the thing is that it was kind of loud in a good way,
mm,
considering they used silence very well in this movie. Like they had music like most of the time, and noticeably music that when it was no music, it was so quiet, and you could
mm.
only hear like people walking or doing whatever they did,
Yeah, exactly.
which
They,
which made it tense
mm.
and very well done. So
Yeah, they really did it well. I mean, they used what's it called, the suspense of the moments, and like
mm,
it's kind of like how Halloween works, where they take every moment they can to make it creepy, just with being quiet and using footsteps and people like picking up stuff or using stuff. Like, what's it called? I don't know. I actually don't remember what's it called. But whatever. Uh, but overall, it's a good movie. Um,
yeah.
so let's go over to trivia and look some. Um, Now, I'm not great with math or anything, but the budget of the movie was probably 800,000 because it's 8, comma 3 zeros, comma 3 zeros. And on opening weekend, 14th of November 1982, they made 500,870, I think. 5.870.000. If someone
That's a
actually
good number.
understands this, then good for you, because I don't like math. Um,
Well, we can think it that this way. They made over half their budget back on like the opening
yeah,
alone. So that's like, whoa.
yeah, exactly. I mean, a movie goes for at the theaters for, I think, a solid 4 to 6 weeks. But I don't know how it was back then. Might have been longer, might have been less. But I mean, they probably made everything back pretty fast. Um, Now, the director of the movie is George A. Romero, the godfather of the modern zombie genre. We have been talking in the big episodes about about one of his movies that is, no, even two of his movies, if I remember right. One of the original ones and one of the newer ones that isn't as good as the old ones, but you know.
Please do tell because I am sad
Uh,
to say I am not that good at the directors.
George Murray, he made like, I believe, Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. He is the grandfather of the Dead movies.
Uh,
um,
nice.
yeah, you have said that you like his movies. It's just that I don't
I didn't
show.
know I didn't know he made those movies.
Yeah,
Just
exactly. But George A. Romero is one of the best directors in the horror genre, and that's all you really need to know. You just need to look up his movies and watch them. Um,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
screenplay is written by Stephen King, who also is starring in the movie himself.
Is he? I missed him. God damn.
Yeah,
And I even know how he looks like.
I don't know what segment he is in, but he's one of them. And that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
We have Tom Savini, also known for effects on movies such as Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, and The Burning. Were involved in the effects department, and he also had a cameo as one of the garbage men.
Ooh.
Hmm? Then we have, and among the actors in the movie, Tom Atkins. I know the last name, but I don't know who he is.
Yeah, I don't know who he is either, but I do remember his name as a known actor.
Yeah. Also known from Night of the Creeps, Halloween Free Season of the Witch, and the remake of My Bloody Valentine. I know that My Bloody Valentine is a really good movie. Halloween Free Season of the Witch, in my opinion, it wasn't good. I know that some other people likes it, but no, not for me. Have you seen it?
No, actually not.
Alright, we just
Right
watched the
in the corner.
first two.
Yeah, I have a lot to watch.
Yeah. Then we have a very big actor, Ed Harris, who has been in a lot of different movies all through the years. Amongst those, James Cameron's sci-fi epic The Abyss from 1993, a film adaptation of Stephen King's novel Needful Things. Also starring in the Creepshow, we have Leslie Nielsen, who probably more well known for his appearance in the comedy movies such as Naked Gun Trilogy, Spy Hard, and Airplane. He is the husband in the first segment.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I actually knew, I recognize his face and his body and the way he moves, but I didn't remember who he was until I talked and did some research with Joseph about it, and then got informed by about who he is. I would say he's a very good actor, actually. I like him.
That's good. I really did like him too.
Yeah.
Even though I did not know who he was. Like they had very good actors in this, I'd say, just in general.
Yeah,
like
it was.
They made it like very natural with each other, like talking and such. They didn't make it over dramatic.
Yeah.
Like if they were friends, they were just friends talking general.
Yeah, it felt very natural.
Yeah.
And the last trivia I have, and the last actor is Hal Holbrook. I probably butchered his last name there. Who also starred in John Carpenter's The Fog, from also here the 1980s, the slasher movie Girls' Night Out from 1982, and in a newer TV series, an action TV series called Sons of Anarchy, where he is the father of one of the main characters. I actually didn't know this.
Me neither.
But yeah, that is all we have for Creepshow from 1982. Let's jump aboard the next one, Creepshow 2, 1987.
5 years ago, Stephen King and George Romero, two masters of the macabre, created their hallmark of horror, Creepshow. Many would argue that nothing of significance has happened since, until now. Maybe you don't get out much.
Oh, this is crazy. This is totally crazy.
Maybe you're always running late.
gotta go.
Or maybe you just have other things on your mind.
They gotta make me a movie star.
But if you only make it to one scary film all year, make it one you remember all year long. Creepshow 2. If you like movies that will keep you stuck to your chair. Stephen King and George Romero have conjured up an all-new Creepshow.
No! No! That's impossible!
Just for you.
I mean, what is it?
Hey, I don't know.
So don't just sit there.
I'm gonna swim for it right now.
Walk. Run. Swim if you have to.
I got you!
But whatever you do, don't take your time. Because the scares come twice as quickly in
I beat you!
Creepshow 2.
3 more bone-chilling tales that include a vengeful wooden Native American, a monstrous blob in a lake, and a hitchhiker who wants revenge will not die. It's not as good as the first movie, in my opinion.
Nah.
But hey,
I would say the music is weaker in this one. It's not as it's not the same as the first one, I would say. Like, at least the opening I felt like the music was very unfitting for the part. But again, with the nice animation.
Well, the first the first segment I didn't really care about at all. It was plainly boring and just But yeah.
I just want to say it didn't have as good transition as the first one had, with the just comic book and the wind and whatnot. So you lost that. And then you just had some creepy looking dude or old man that just kept the transition going. But this time the little story had more story to it, which was, in my opinion, it was kind of like a bit fun to have.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, the moral of the story: don't piss off the Native of Americans. That's pretty much what it is. It's about a man and a woman running, like a smaller grocery shop in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they get robbed and dies.
Yep, and they have a Native American wooden warrior statue outside of their shop that the old man takes care of and is nice to.
Yeah, he's been taking care of him for a bit. I believe it was over 30 years, and like, I mean...
Yeah, so the couple gets Native American like jewelry as like a momentarily keepsake until the native people that feel guilty to them for all their help until they can pay them back just to keep, and they get stolen of that, and the wooden statue takes that back and in the same round takes revenge for the poor old couple. They just wanted to have some fucking peace and quiet.
Yeah. Not too exciting, really.
Nah. And not really that, like, satisfying deaths, because they were, like, very simplified. Yeah, you get shot with arrows. Yeah, you get a axe to your head, and I guess the last guy got scalped of his hair because I guess that was that was his sense of pride. So of course he would take it, but I don't know if it has anything to do with anything more of value any other way in like the Native Americans. If they have anything with, I don't know. I'm not gonna get too deep into it because I know jack shit.
Yeah. Let's go swim. Let's go have a swim.
Yeah.
So it's about a gang of teenagers being teenagers. They go for a skinny dip. That isn't really a skinny dip, but still. and
Yeah.
And this big piece of nasty shit starts eating them.
Yep.
He's not too much to say really. Like the big black blob goes nom nom nom, eating them.
Yeah.
Like one after another, they get taken. I believe no one survives.
No one survives.
Nice.
The car survives, but that's about it.
The best character in the whole
Not-
segment survived.
Not even the duck survived.
Yeah.
Rip Duck 1987.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Like what I would think, like that thing, why would you touch it? It looks creepy and sounds creepy as hell.
Yeah,
Why
but you
touch
know
it?
how teens are. They're like, oh, ha ha, I'm not scared of anything. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, and like everything I had to say, like, do not touch it. Bad touch. Bad touch. And like the part where the one of the guys is like, it's getting under the raft that they are on in the middle of the water because that's why they went like 50 miles away from where they live because there's one random raft in the middle of a lake.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they swim into said lake, and then when they start to get eaten, for clarification. And when it's under the raft, he's like, "I'ma swim to land because fuck y'all." And like
That is really
then-
cool as planned.
yeah, because the thing goes up under in between the cracks of the floorboards and takes his foot, and he's like, "Nah, fam, nah." That's where I draw the line. I don't like that yet when you see him get dragged down and his foot goes right up, like it's like right next to his face. It's like, nah, fam, I'm good. No thanks. And I just want to point out that guy when the girl is asleep. Don't do that. That's bad.
Nasty
That-
boy.
Yeah, that's the bad stuff, and that's why you deserve to die.
Yeah,
Basically.
honestly, he got what he deserves. Like,
Plus, he was a stupid motherfucker in that you could see that it could get up in the floorboards. Why didn't you get up further to land? Because even if it didn't do whom as it did in the movie, it could still like reach you with its weird tendrils.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
People.
Yeah, he was too satisfied to getting onto dry land. Goddamn.
But let's go from the beach and take a car ride into the woods.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So now in the third segment, we get to see this wife who's cheating on her husband with some dude.
With a male prostitute.
Oh, he
most
is?
likely.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, because like they talked about payment, and she did it as well in the car. Like, yeah, he costs this much for per orgasm.
Yeah, 150 for 6 orgasms.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, he gotta be a male prostitute by that standards. And,
So yeah, the
yeah,
wife the wife realizes she left too late from the guy's place, and her husband would be home anytime, and she had to rush home in her car and got car trouble and started to uh, I don't know what it's called in English, but you start losing control of the car and go haywire, and in that she accidentally hit a hitchhiker and ran away, so it got to be a hit and run.
yeah. Something here that is kind of interesting that I noticed was that she makes a U-turn in the middle of the street. But
Yeah.
when this guy stops to look at the body, and the truck driver stops on the other side from the other, like the first guy comes from how to say it, like the north or whatnot, and the other guy comes from the south or whatnot. So they're meeting each other on the road. When he gets out, you see this what's it called? It separates the lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a row, like a fence or what to call it.
Yeah, I don't know if that was there or if it was simply to keep people off on the road. I don't know if there was like an intersection that separated the lanes, to be honest.
Yeah, cause I mean, how can you make a U-turn if that is in the road?
Yeah. So I don't think it was there to just make. Otherwise, movie logic.
Yeah, movie logic.
Yeah.
And I mean, like most of the segment, I'm just like, why won't he die? Yes,
Yeah.
die already.
One thing I got to say, that was a very good car. That car took a lot of shit.
Yeah, it took such a beating.
Yeah.
Like trees driving through the woods. Like, holy hell, it took a
If
beating.
anything, if anything, I felt bad for the car the entire time. Like, oh no, that's so bad. I don't even have a car. How are you gonna afford that? Like, sure, you got a rich husband, but the fuck.
Yeah, and like, what are you gonna? Oh, yeah, and like, what are you gonna say to your husband? Like, oh no, honey, I just took a stroll through the woods with the car. It's fine. Get me a new
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, but at the end she was so shaken and didn't really care that she was like in such denial that she was like, I've stopped caring, might as well die or whatever. Or she was just too happy to be alive to care. Either one.
Yeah, I think she was too happy to be alive that she didn't care, and then
Yeah, because like she was already shaken, like when she thought she was gonna get uh caught by her husband cheating or like coming home after him, and then even more so after the hit and run, and then further and further.
yeah, exactly. Well, my favorite segment in this one gotta be the second one actually, cause
Same,
like
actually.
it wasn't as good as the first one, as I said, and not too exciting.
Yeah, like the stories in this one, like the second one was the most, like, I would say personally intense, in that when you try and run from this very fast thing and the way it ate everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's the one that causes most questions that won't be answered, like, what is this? I don't know. Where did it come from? I don't know. Why does it eat humans and other living beings? Again, fuck knows. And whatnot, and further and so on.
Yeah, exactly. So I have not too much trivia on this one, but let's head into it. And on the effects again, we have Tom Savini. That's nice. Directed by Michael Gornick. Butchering names left and right here.
That's the podcast special.
And let's go over to the trivia. As in the first Creepshow, Stephen King, George A. Romero, and Tom Savini has worked on this one too. A big name in the movie is also George Kennedy, who has been in a lot of different movies in different genres. He has also been starring alongside Leslie Nielsen in the Naked Gun movies. He's been in a lot of different horror movies, such as Just Before Dawn from 1981 and Death Ship from the 1980s. The director is Michael Gornick. Also, we have some actors here, as in Hal Holbrook's son David Holbrook is starring as the old chief I believe it's the old chief standing outside the store, just to make it easy. And in the the last trivia we have, really, because it wasn't that exciting. In the third segment, you can actually see a Stephen King novel laying over the bed.
Ooh.
I don't know what novel it is, but you can see the name Stephen King. Though King is a little bit hard to read, but still.
Yeah.
The budget of this movie was 300,500, I believe that is, or something. 3.500.000. And they made the opening weekend of 3rd of May 1987 300,584 and 77. So 3.584.877. So I mean, they made their whole budget back in the opening weekend.
Yeah, but they did make less than the first one, though.
That is very true. Yeah.
But still, you got your budget back.
Yeah, I mean, if you get your budget back in opening weekend, that's pretty good still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, like, among anthology movies, like, these two are my favorites, and I do see why, because you got the same director and writer for each and every story.
Yeah.
Which gives it a consistency you can't have anywhere else in any other anthology, unless it's like you're gonna tie them together. But it's really nice and all. So
yeah, I mean, they're written by Stephen King, so they pretty much have to be good.
Yeah.
But
like,
yeah.
You could just see the commitment in both of them.
Yeah.
We haven't rated this one yet, though.
Right. I'm just kind of want to get Creepshow 2 over with. Well, in my opinion, 1 to 10 comic books, I gotta drop it at a 4. Disappointing.
I would actually also give it the same rating, a 4, because it didn't stand up to the first one. The first one is like very, very good. But the second one, it is good, but not in the same level, I
Yeah.
would say. And to people that haven't seen these movies, I recommend you do. Both the first and second movie.
Yeah. I also do recommend watching them, even if I don't like the second one as much as the first one. But with that, I guess we're gonna say goodbye to the good people. Remember, if there's a blob in the water when you go swim, don't go swim. Be nice to your dad, and
Watch out for creatures.
yeah. Oh, and when you drive, try and not hit the hitchhiker on the road. It's gonna get ugly.
Yeah.
So let's say goodbye to the good people.
Bye bye. I'll see you next time.
Goodbye, good people.